Okay, so I just started rewatching Insecure, the complete series on Netflix. If you guys don't know, they have the complete series, so you can watch it without interruption. Because watching it through HBO, we definitely had to wait. So I really thought Insecure was a good show, and I liked it. And now rewatching it, I'm realizing some of the things, and I'm just curious to know, like, did anyone else feel this way while watching it? I'm realizing that I enjoyed the series so much because I really was not able to relate to quite a few things that was taking place with some of the main characters, like Issa, Molly, Kelly. Some of those things, a lot of those things, actually, I really couldn't relate to, and you know, just analyzing some things. So I just want to kind of break down some things and get responses from people just to see, like, was anybody else in the same boat? I know I could not have been the only one. So being in the same age group, I think the series started in what, 2020? Being in the same age group, um, seen as a Issa was 29, Molly, I believe she was like a fresh 30. I'm a little older than them, but I get it, right? Like, hey, I'm putting myself in that, you know. Um, I really could not relate. So starting off, I'm only on season one, like episode 5. Starting off, some things. Here's Molly, who's this very successful corporate attorney, and she cannot find a man. Now, a lot of people gonna be like, shit, that's every besides, not trying to make it a race thing, but that's probably gonna a lot of people are gonna be like, hey, that's like every black woman's thing right now. Like they can't find a man, whatever the case may be. Um, it's crazy because Molly, being successful like that, coming from a two-parent household, she wasn't able to find that. And she showed a lot of uncertainty with who she was as a person overall. I do think that the show did a great job in showcasing just how much we as Black women actually put into our careers, and using our careers and what we do for a living as a big piece of our personality, when it should not even be a piece of your personality unless you're like some type of, health care worker or teacher, things that require you to have empathy, right? But if you're a bank manager or some type of accountant, like, really, should that be a part of your personality? Starting to rewatch the show over, I'm like, hey, Molly definitely let her career be her personality. Who else is like that? I'm not that person, maybe, there's probably gonna be somebody out there like, hey, well, your career ain't shit. Hey, everybody has their own opinion. But Molly definitely made her career her personality. Then there's Issa, who, when I'm now re-looking at her character, it's like they show that, well, I don't know what I want to do. And even being and pushing in your 30s, going into your 30s, or actually being in your 30s and still like, I don't know what I really actually want to do. And if I have the guts to step outside and try something different, I fight with myself on a regular basis about that. Like, that's like a thing. I grew up in a one-parent household, and one of the things that was definitely drilled into me, and I definitely took it on, was that, hey, you have to support yourself. So I really took that on, and being a part of a industry where I was making good money, but I was not happy. I was not happy. I was not satisfied. And I was definitely like, it's no way this is where I expect my life to be. So I understood Issa, and I definitely got that piece. Now let's start breaking down the individual characters. I'm going to start with Molly, and I'm focusing a little bit starting off with Molly because off rip in season 1, it was a lot of crap going on with Molly. One was she was very needy and very clingy. You know, it's crazy. I'm looking at when she went to her coworker's engagement party, and the guy that she had met like the night before, and mind you, she slept with him. I'm not saying, ladies, don't take me wrong, I'm not saying you can't sleep with a man on the first night. You feeling him, you do what you want to do. What I'm saying is, why do you expect anything with it? I don't care how great the conversation was. I don't care how much you guys had in common. None of those things matter. This is someone that you met and then you decided to sleep with within 24 hours. That's a lot. That's a lot for a woman to take on, and that's definitely a lot for a man to take on, especially if that man doesn't feel like he had to try. So the fact that Molly was so well put in her career, but her personal life was, I won't say in shambles, but it was like, well, you moving like this, but you have this type of career and you're putting yourself on this type of pedestal. Did it match up? My opinion, it didn't match up. And I wanted to know, like, how many women who use their careers as like their personality trait and as this thing that should somehow gravitate and have people gravitate to them, and definitely men gravitate to them because they have this posh career or whatever. How many Black women are actually like that, like thinking like that without actually realizing that they're thinking and portraying themselves that way? That's how I'm looking at Molly now, starting off from the first season. Like, wow, hey girl, on the outside, you're telling us everything is all good and you're showing us that everything's all good. But in actuality, the piece that matters the most, which is within you and how you feel about yourself, is not doing good at all. So again, like episode 4, season 1, and I'm just gonna come to you guys with thoughts and questions that I have as I'm watching this series. So yeah, if it sounds crazy to you, I guess so. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna start. So come with me on my journey. Yay! Okay, so